Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back on your asses. It's Nomad222, the Oos Triple Deuce. I'm back. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to Progress Report. For those of you who don't know what this is, go back and watch episode 1 because this is episode 22. It has been 24 weeks since we started doing this. And yeah, let's go ahead and get straight into the update, shall we? I mean, we've been here 21 times before. And it's just another week in the office, am I right? So starting off as per usual with the first stat, which is Spotify monthly listeners. We know that our target is 4 million a month. However, we started with 51 back in August of last year. And as of 16th of January, today, we are sitting at 444 monthly listeners, which is pretty much the same as last week. We haven't seen much growth over the past week in terms of monthly listeners, but some consistency is better than some decline, right? So if we can maintain 444, I'll be happy with that. But anyway, in terms of the streams, we had 1,410 streams in the past week, so we are now sitting at 159,020 streams on Spotify. That's cool. Followers though, we dropped off and we lost some followers. We're now sitting at 303, whereas last week we were sitting at 327, which was peak, but it is what it is. I don't know where you guys went, but come back for the next one. It's all love regardless. Anyway, Spotify playlist adds, we saw an increase of 9 new playlists. So we're now sitting at 1,185. And on the Apple Music front, as per usual, we're sitting at 2 monthly listeners. Apple Music streams, we saw an increase of 28 streams on the platform. Again, not much, but that's always Apple Music, right? In terms of the streams, I'm pretty happy. But I do want to talk about how the growing international audience is looking. And more specifically, the 5 countries that I'm biggest in at the moment. So the 5 countries in order stayed exactly the same. So Australia number 1, Philippines number 2, United States 3, New Zealand, and South Africa. However, there has been a bit of changing and moving around, whereas, so in Australia last week, we had 136 listeners. Now we're sitting at 132 Australian listeners. We had 128 listeners in the Philippines. Now we're sitting at 100 listeners in the Philippines. We had 55 listeners in the US. Now we're sitting at 60 listeners in the US. So there's an increase there. We had 30 listeners in NZ. Now we're down to 28. We had 13 listeners in South Africa. Now we're at 18 listeners in South Africa. So it's pretty cool to see some movement. I would have preferred if it was all increases across the board, but it is what it is. Our listeners are sitting at 444 per month. But look, we just got to keep pushing and staying consistent. The streams keep going up, so that's great. We're not seeing too much of a lull there. The followers, it's not the greatest to see that that's going down. The playlist ads is cool. No one's taking it out of the playlist, so that's cool as well. But yeah, anyway, that's how the streaming is looking at the moment. In terms of social media, starting with Instagram, we're sitting at 4,089 followers now, which is 2 more than last week. We're sitting at 5,488 TikTok followers, which last week we were at 5,470. So that's 18 new followers. And YouTube, new milestone, we have cracked 600 followers, subscribers. We're at 602 subscribers. So if you guys are watching this right now, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. The ultimate goal is to get a golden play button, right? I've been saying that for months now. 602 closer to that eventual end goal. And the thing that's tripping me out is that took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What's that? That's less than 3 months to get there. However, it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 just to get the 40, 14 weeks just to get the 40 followers subscribers that we needed to pass 500. And now we've passed 500 and 600 in you know, less time than that. So again, thank you to everybody who, you know, who has been paying attention to the channel, subscribing, watching all the videos, whether that's the shorts, whether that's these long form videos. You know what my goal is, and I really appreciate you guys helping me to get there, because we're doing it together, right? Let's talk about engagement rate. So on Instagram, my engagement rate dipped to 1.77. There's just been less interactions this week, but there was over 20,000 views once again. So there's a lot of people watching my content and just kind of lurking, just kind of stalking and being creepy like that, but not really engaging with the content, not leaving a comment, not liking it, not sharing it. You guys are just watching, and I don't know why. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird energy. I prefer you guys didn't watch, but we're pulling in an average of 20,000 views every single week, which, you know, is saying something. I've noticed as well that over 50% of those viewers are people who are not already following me. So we are getting past the algorithm is pushing us out past our current following base, and that's pretty cool. That's amazing to me. However, the 1.77% engagement rate is kind of average. The TikTok engagement rate is 6.05%, which is, you know, another high for us. It's not the highest, but it's on the higher end, and it's on the higher end of average for the platform. So if you're getting 6.05% engagement rate on TikTok, you're on the higher end of average. So that's great to know. On YouTube, we are on the lower end of average at 2.9%, which is a dip from last week because we were up at 3.58%, and that was probably one of the higher percentages that we had. But it is what it is. We passed 602, so obviously something is working on YouTube. We have been getting a lot more interactions on YouTube as well, a lot more comments, a lot more likes and stuff too. So but in turn with that, we have been getting a lot more views as well. So I think that in this period alone, we had like over 6,000 views. In terms of a 28 period, the past 28 days, I've had 21.2k views on YouTube, and that's the biggest amount of views that I've had in a 28-day period. So yeah, once again, shout out to you guys on YouTube for watching and supporting and doing everything you can to help blow this up. Now that we got the main stats out of the way, I do want to talk about something that's kind of got me a little bit I don't want to say down, but I will say down. I'm a little bit down about the release of Proud of Me. It has been, it's been, what has it been? So I dropped this on the 3rd of Jan. It's the 16th of Jan today. That means it's been about 2 weeks. 2 weeks tomorrow since I dropped Proud of Me. We are currently sitting at 588 streams. On the first day, I pulled in over 420 streams the first 2 days, and that was cool. That was great. However, I've been averaging around 10 streams per day since then. So 14 days, 10 streams per day. It's not the greatest. But again, the thing that I'm struggling with is the fact that I know that I need to keep in mind that I'm building catalog right now, and it's about the long-term lifetime or lifespan of my music, right? So even though it might not pop off in the first week, and that seems to be like a big deal to people like DJ academics, or, you know, this generation of consumers who pay attention to first week sales and things like that, I need to remember for myself that music is timeless, and at any point a song from your catalog can blow up as long as it's out there and as long as you're actively promoting it. So that's what I've been doing the past 2 weeks since it dropped. I've had at least 2 posts actively promoting Proud of Me pop up on any given day. On top of that, I've been promoting one different song every single day as well. So I'll post in the morning and I'll promote Proud of Me, and then I'll have a post go out that is me just rapping a completely different song from my catalog. So it could be like Jokes on You, or Life and Times, or Be Like That, or for you and testing or whatever. Any of my songs from my album or anything that I've done in the past, I'll promote a new song every single day. And then I'll promote Progress Report. I'll put up a snippet on all platforms promoting Progress Report. I'll put up a snippet promoting Mad Mondays, which is the new series that, it's been 2 weeks now. 2 episodes of Mad Mondays are out right now, where I'm answering different questions and just giving you guys more insight into my career and myself as a man. So go check that out. But I'll promote that after Progress Report. I have started to promote different vlogs that I've been putting out, because I've been putting out an assortment of random vlogs that I've put together from my time in my whole career and things like that, and just cutting them into little snippets and putting them on different platforms. But it's not as consistent as the rest of the content, so it's just here and there I'll share something from one of the vlogs, and then I'll finish the day promoting Proud of Me again. And that's a model that I'm looking to replicate. So for the whole year, I'm going to be promoting a different song from my catalog every single day. But for each release, I want to promote the song at least twice a day. So for example, More Than a Game is dropping tonight at midnight, and I've already promoted 3 times, or will have promoted 4 times to pre-save the song. So I promoted last night at 9 p.m. because that's when I finished putting together all the assets for More Than a Game. I put up a promotion reel. 3 days ago, I shared the cover art. I revealed the cover art. That didn't really get much traction. Something about the algorithm, it doesn't like image and video carousels, which is how I did it. But that didn't really work. Promoted it last night at 9 p.m. A reel went up today at around 7:30 a.m. Another reel is about to go up at 3 p.m. now. And then I've got the final pre-save reel dropping at 6 p.m. And then for the next 2 weeks, up until, or the next 3 weeks, I guess, up until the 7th of Feb or the 6th of Feb, I'm going to be doing the same thing, just dropping 2 promo contents for More Than a Game up until the next release, which is Just Do It, and that's dropping on the 7th of Feb. And I'm not going to announce that until the 5th when I do a cover art reveal, but that's an exclusive for you guys, just for the fact that you guys are watching these long ass videos on YouTube. And for those of you who haven't made your transition from Instagram or TikTok to these long form videos, well, you guys can find out when I drop the cover art. But that's what's going on over here. At midnight as well, the lyric video that I put together myself is going to be dropping. I'm also cutting together a vlog for how that shoot went, because the interesting thing about More Than a Game is just how unprepared I was to get this song out. Now, this is a song that I've had the master for nearly a year. I think middle of last year was when me and Iconic Beats created it together. However, I sat on it. There was some grand plans that I wanted to do with it. So this is not really the first. It's more like the second in the series called Shoot and Score, which is all about, creating anthems, creating songs that you can shoot a film to and score your film, score your TV show, score your video game with, add to a soundtrack, getting into games like NBA 2K and Madden and things like that. Having advertisements made with your song in the background, or getting it into a small scene. It's for sync opportunities, right? Shoot and score. It's a sports terminology, so there's obviously going to be some sports themes, but it's also just multi-genres, experimental music with the sake of for the sake of being placed, getting those sync placements. And for those of you who don't know what sync placements are, or sync licensing, sync is when you have a song and you have the opportunity to license it to things like video games, TV, film, advertisements, radio, etc. Right? So So that's the whole idea around creating shoot and score music for me. And you'll see it like in the playlist that I've put together on YouTube. There's a shoot and score playlist, and then there's a rent-free playlist. And the reason why I've divided up my styles of music like that, and why at the start of a month I'm going to be dropping a song in the rent-free playlist, and then at the end of the month I'm going to be dropping a song in the shoot and score playlist, is because I want these to be like a juxtaposition to each other, where I've got the more commercial pop songs that really are just, you know, meant to get people hyped and make people feel like fun and in a different sort of way. But then in comparison to Rent Free, where it's a little bit more like, you know, my thoughts, how I feel internally, messages. It's that sort of introspective rap. So I've got a commercial lane and I've got an introspective rap, because that's the duality of myself. That's what makes me Nomad222, is that I do kind of occupy these lanes. Like sometimes I want to think deeply about things, and I want to express and explore my thoughts and unpack certain things that I'm going through. But then other times I just want to do some hood rat shit with my friends, or you know, I just want to play around. I just want to have some fun. So that's what that second lane is for on a personal level. But I forget what I was getting into. So that idea kind of came about when a while back, when me and Iconic first tried to get a sync placement, and we haven't been successful yet. But the first song that we ever made with that in mind was Can't Lose. And I believe at the time we were also trying to get into Madden. We may have been trying to get into, actually, I don't think we were going for a sync placement, but we created the song together, and we just had it in our minds that we wanted this to feel like an anthem, maybe something that you could put into Creed. And that was kind of the idea that I had for the music video and things like that. We were fortunate enough that Rugby 101, that was how I got my relationship with them, was because I showed Dietrich, who is kind of the visual director of Rugby 101 NZ. I showed him the song, and then he showed it to Terrence, who is the founder, and he saw the vision in that song and in myself too. And then from there, like, we've built a really good relationship where sometimes I fly over to NZ and help, and we're trying to get something started here. Anyway, that's a whole other story for a different time. But that was kind of it. They took Can't Lose and repurposed it and used it for all of their content and things like that, and I was rewarded as a after effect of that, which is really cool. But last year we had the opportunity to do another one, and we were going for the Madden game. And this was a proper one. We created 2 songs, another song that I'm keeping close to the chest until it's time for release. That's coming later in the year. But one of those songs, the first song, was More Than a Game. So we got together, we created a beat from scratch. I wrote the lyrics in the studio, and we laid the track. And yeah, I feel like, because of the anthem element to it, and you know, I guess the grandiose idea of, like, you know, it's more than a game. When you guys hear the song, you'll understand what I'm talking about a little bit better. But the whole message behind it really, what am I trying to say? It gave me ideas that I couldn't then scale down from. So the lyric video that I ended up making, I'm very disappointed by, for the sheer fact that, like, I've got these grand ideas, and I also had grand ideas for Can't Lose as well. Like, I wanted Can't Lose. I had this whole idea where I wanted to, you know, get into the best shape of my life and film this whole montage like it was Creed, right? Creed was the basis of, like, creating the song, and then yeah, I just wanted to get into shape. I wanted a music video that was like me going 12 rounds and becoming the heavyweight champ and things like that. And that's what I wanted to do with Can't Lose. And then I had the same thing for More Than a Game, where, you know, I kind of wanted it to be this football or with the connection with Rugby 101, I wanted it to be like based around rugby, where you see me doing these rugby training montages and things like that. And it's like properly filmed with like a great camera work. Justin would probably direct it and things like that, but there's a full narrative to it. But then fast forward to now where the song's coming out at midnight and I just need to get something done. You know, literally this week, this Monday, I came home from the office. You know, the kids were all home. T was like making dinner and trying to get them ready for bed. And I told her like, I got to film something for More Than a Game. So I literally went in the backyard with this tripod and this vlogging camera, not a music video camera, a vlogging camera. And like, just did what I could. I hung it. You guys will see it. There'll be like a vlog coming out very soon explaining like, you know, the behind the scenes and stuff. But I say all that to say, like, that's how I'm feeling internally about it. But at the end of the day, I have to remember, and this is something that I need everyone to know, even you guys, like, I am working within my means, right? Like, I do have the potential to make great music, and it's well within my capacity to make great music, and that's audio. But when it comes to visuals and stuff and all those other things to create assets around a release, it's a little bit trickier. But when my back's against the wall, that's when I find that I'm most creative. And that's what you guys are seeing when that lyric video drops. And there's a reason why I'm calling it a lyric video and not a full-blown music video, is so that I can keep the door open to potentially come back and create a music video for it in the future. And while that sucks, like, you know, it's not ideally how an artist wants to work, you know, retroactively creating music videos for songs that they did years ago. But it is what it is. You get what you get and you don't get upset. And I am working within my means. I don't have a team. I don't have a fully dedicated team. Like, I'm grateful and privileged to have the collaborators that I have and have had over the years, who have, you know, stuck their head out and put in hours of free investment and labor into creating something dope with me. However, this is what I really wanted to get to. I just finished watching this interview with La Russell on the R&B podcast with Tank, the R&B Money podcast, right? And he gave me more insight into the team, like what I'm trying to do right now, and the reason why I weren't settled. Like, I feel like just a couple of years ago, I would probably give up if I can't have the best. If I can't have someone like Justin or AJ or Dietrich film content for me, I just wouldn't do content. I just wouldn't have any content to put out or to promote my music. And that's the reason why my career turned out the way that it has so far, right? But now I'm in that headspace where, okay, I don't have a team yet, but until I do, I need to be the proof of concept for my future teammates, for my future business partners, to see that I'm going to do this regardless. Whether or not I have someone to edit for me or film for me or manage my social media for me, I'm going to figure out a way to do it all on my own, so that you can see the evidence that this is something worthwhile. And, you know, it's been, like I said, 10 weeks it took to get from 500 subscribers to 600 subscribers. And I'm still at the start of the year. I haven't even, you know, come close to what I'm about to drop. And I haven't even dropped my best projects, my best singles of the year yet, right? On top of that, you know, just recently, before the weekend, on Sunday evening, I went to Justin's house and he filmed a music video for Just Do It, which is coming out on the 7th. That's the single that I was talking about. We've already filmed a music video for that, right? And we did that before I did the More Than a Game lyric video. But I say that to say, like, you know, that's again just another comparison there, where I kind of have to sit and, you know, I had this great experience working with a professional in his craft, an expert who knows what to do and has resources and has proper equipment and like a proper filming camera to make a music video for me, right? We made a music video together, and then I come home and I have to make this scraps and pieces lyric video for More Than a Game, like not 2 days after. So that's just another thing that I'm battling internally, where I have to, you know, again, quell my expectations and just be like, you know, it's just for the time being. It just is what it is. It's not always going to be like this. We're going to get there, but for now it is what it is. So yeah, anyway, I know that was a long tangent, but I say all that to say, make sure you stream More Than a Game and that you put More Than a Game in your playlists, right? Like, I showed it to my team at work yesterday, some of the team, and you know, they both said it was great. They both said it was different to anything that I've done before. It's very hype, very high energy, very confident. Noah said that this is something that is going to go in my gym playlist, and I encourage all of you who are watching, as soon as it drops at midnight, make sure you wake up from the middle of the night, go get yourself some water, and open your phone, go to Spotify, add it to your gym playlist, or whatever platform you use. Spotify, Apple Music, go to your gym playlist, add More Than a Game by Nomad222 featuring Iconic Beats. And for those of you who don't know, Iconic Beats has been healing and recovering from an injury for quite some time now. So please make sure you go send him some love as well, especially in the lead up to the drop. If there's anything specifically in the production that you admire, that, you know, remember, this guy produced the beat, recorded me, mixed and mastered everything. So if you hear something in that realm, in that engineering, producer realm, beat making realm that really sticks out to you, make sure that you tell that guy that. Give that guy his flowers. He's recovering right now, and all he needs is a bit of love and a bit of praise to help speed up the recovery process. So make sure you go hit up Iconic Beats, and shout out to Pete as well. I love you, my bro. I hope you're doing well. And yeah, we got some more bangers on the way. What else do I want to talk about? I think that's it. I think that's how I want to end the episode. It's 27 minutes now. But yeah, thank you again for watching. Thank you again for 600 subscribers. Make sure you pre-save the song if you haven't already, and run it up as soon as it drops on midnight. The lyric video will be up too. Let me know in the comments if you think it's trash, and comment below if you want to see the vlog for that, the BTS vlog for that lyric video shoot, because I go in on how I feel about what I'm filming as well. But yeah, things are going to be different this year in 2025, and because of that interview that I just watched, I just want to say shout out to my future team, to my future social media manager, shout out to my future graphic designer, my future editor, camera person, social media manager. I think I already said that first, but that just emphasizes how important it is to me to get that off my plate and onto somebody else's to take care of that for me. Shout out to my future team, and just a reminder, your percentages are waiting for you. When you're ready, hit me up. We Move Co is waiting for you. Let's build something together, and let's get to the dream land place. Now I'm not talking so smoothly. Anyway, it's time to end it there. Thank you again for watching. Nomad222, and remember, together we move.